As Told by Ashley, here with another episode of She Say, He Say.
Hello, hello. It's your girl, Nicole.
No diggity, no doubt.
Hey, it's Dawn, also known as Thoughtful Plus Size Cutie on Instagram.
It's your boy, original knockoff, original underscore knockoff.
Donovan Dino Tyrus, actor, model.
She say, he say, he say, he say, she say, he say, she say, he say, she say.
Okay. What I was saying about piggybacking off of your answer was that I don't understand cheating in a whole, especially if I'm doing something that makes you cheat, or you know what I'm saying, you say I contribute to your behavior of cheating. The only part I don't understand is that you cheated with somebody that don't deserve you either. So you cheated on me because I treated you bad, but then you went and gave your vagina to somebody else who don't care about you, period. So you just lost twice. Like, you didn't win in that situation. You gained a temporary fix, I got you back, but another dude is like, yo, I just smashed the old girl. What's her name? I don't know. So he don't even care about you. So I really don't understand the thought process that goes behind cheating, other than you just a cheater and you like to fuck. But don't ever blame me. And then you better give it to a dude you've been knowing for 7 years, who done held you down, that you done cried on his shoulder, he done bought you dinner, and he know your mama. It better be somebody close. If it's a random dude at the bar, I'm gonna be hot. You done found somebody at LA Fitness, I got some questions now. You know what I'm saying? But I do agree with you, because we can't be like Lance off The Best Man. Mm-hmm. It's very difficult for, once he figured out, Mia smashed The Best Man, he didn't even tell her. Right. He knew what he was doing was wrong. He knew all the things he did to her, done to her, and then he was like, you know what? I'm gonna eat this. Us as men, it's hard for us to be that accountable.
Right.
It's hard for us to be like, yo, I have been texting, sending dick pics, talking, flirting, smacking asses, acting like I'm not with somebody, and then I'm furious that you went slipped. I gotta eat that.
Yeah.
But we have that. It's something about our visual. Every time I kiss you now, I'm wondering, did you kiss him like that? Every time you about to give me head, you better not do nothing new, because I'm wondering, did he tell you, go to the side? What you turn your head for now? Like, where did this come from? It was James. That's who, you know what I'm saying? You can't do it. You know what I'm saying? The fact that somebody else has heard your sex voice, your sex moans, the fact that somebody else heard that, we think about that all during the time we're having sex. Women forgive first and then have sex. So that's not even running through their mind. Some of them still do. If you digging her down, then they like, did he do her like that? So some of them do. But most of the time they forgive you and they make you y'all don't have sex for a minute. See, we might have sex day 2. A woman might be like, we taking a 3-month sex break to rebuild our relationship, and then we're gonna ease into it type shit. So we look at it different now. We are very visual, so it's hard for us to see you in that same light after you done stepped out. I'm thinking all kinds of stuff. Like I said, you better not bring nothing new to the table. You better remember everything you did with me, everything you did with him, and don't bring his shit in my house.
It should cross, right?
You better play it off. Say, babe, let's watch some porn together, and then we find a video where you look like you learned something new, and then when you try it out, like, oh, the video. Don't do nothing new in this house.
Right.
So, it's just, I don't know. I guess it's how we set up. That's the only answer I can give for it. I don't know.
Yeah. I actually agree. I agree with both of y'all. On the visual part, and then also being accountable, right? Because I've been saying to dudes since I've been in my 20s, you can't be, especially if you are running around in your own hood, smashing all these bras, like it ain't getting back to it, and she do her, and then you want to get mad, like the streets ain't talking, especially, and so it's always, I think the first step is being accountable, which is the other part of my answer. I think, especially for me, I think it's really all about honesty, right? So if the situation gets blown up and the situation comes to the light, then let's be 100% honest about what it was versus playing games and word games and all this, that, and the third, because it only helps. The honesty helps bring back the trust. It doesn't remove the memory or it doesn't remove the thought, but it starts bringing back and rebuilding the trust about, all right, let's get to the understanding of how this got here. versus, you know what I mean, playing games around the situation. Because I think as a man, first and foremost, I have to know that I can rely and trust you, because if I can't do that, everything else is to the wind. Right. So now like y'all said, now you just a random, you just kind of a piece of ass that you let yourself be a piece of ass for this dude over here, but you want to come to the table and be represented like a queen, but you didn't carry yourself as that. And so how you start doing that, in my mind, is you start being 100% honest and saying what it is. You know what I mean? And that's how we start walking our way back to what the situation should be. And when we can do that, then I can move past whatever I need to move past, because I know I'm not perfect, you're not perfect, and I'm not going to pretend that we perfect, but keeping it true and keeping it honest and removing questions and doubt in my mind is what helps me get past it. Because when I've been on situations on the other side, you know, as a dude that's been cheated through a lot of relationships, but in some of the relationships I had with a woman stayed, it's because we could have a real honest and direct conversation about the situation. It wasn't a bunch of playing games and acting like it didn't happen. It was, yo, this is the thing, blase, blase, blah. And the relationship wasn't violated or tarnished because of more disrespect through non-honesty and game playing and this, that, and the third, right? And I think that where it comes back to, when we remove the sex act from the table, we have to get back to the relationship, and the relationship should always be built on honesty and trust. And if those things can't be matched, then, you know, it's hard to bring anything else back to that table.
Yeah, man. I can dig that. You know, after the mistake, it got to be complete transparency at that point. You know what I'm saying? Complete transparency. So I can dig that. I can dig that, man. Okay, so the next question she had was is about a poly situation. She said, why is it that men are quicker to want to accept a poly relationship with the two women, one man, as opposed to two men, one woman?
Listen, my opinion, I ain't going to speak as sexologist, my opinion. Couple things. One, when you in a poly relationship with two women and one man, women tend to like other women. So you always have someone else to play with. So I'm not just enjoying the other woman. You are too. We are all enjoying each other. But me, you, and old girl, I ain't got nothing to do with you. Like, we can't enjoy each other. We can play Madden. That's about far as we getting, bro. Like, between Madden and LA Fitness, about the far as we going.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like we're in a poly relationship. She just got two dudes. She just she got two boyfriends. Because we ain't nothing. Like, nothing.
Good point.
When they introduce us in the world, we're nothing. Like, I'm her dude, that's her dude. What's y'all? Nothing. That's free. Like, that's it. Like, do not play. You know what I'm saying? But it's different for women in that situation, because they can be like, oh, this is my girlfriend. They can go places together. Yeah. They can grab each other. They can share clothes. They can get undressed next to each other and touch nipples. And we not doing none of that. Me and Mike ain't doing none of that.
Hey, man, that's a huge point, man. That what you're saying is I never even thought about that. I never even thought about that. Just the nature of a relationship between two women is different than a relationship between, you know,
two dudes,
two men.
They can kiss in public and it's okay. It's acceptable. It's applauded. It can be on Snapchat. Everybody think it's sexy. Me and Todd, that's not it. That's not gonna work.
Nah.
It's just not gonna happen for me. Like, I'm not gonna do it. And the world ain't gonna be like, yo, Steve, you still a dope. No, that's a no-go, bro.
Right.
So it's just a difference to me. That's just my opinion. It's a difference.
I dig it. And then how you look at Todd the next morning, y'all sitting there playing Madden, and now you remember Todd had her hit notes that you ain't never had her hit.
Yeah, so you know and then I have to sit back and wait for him to get done, because we not doing it together. Like, God forbid our shit do this in the middle of So it's just different. I gotta sit back and chill, watch you do your thing. Then you gotta high five me, and then I gotta be like, "Hey, bro, go over there." And then I can still feel it's different when it's two women, because they kissing, licking, sucking, touching, hair pulling, talking shit. I can't talk shit to you. I can't be like, "Yeah, Mike, hit that, bro. Yeah, you bet." No, I can't do this. Like, I'm gonna have to call a timeout, throw a flag, like, "Yo, Mike, I can't do it, bro. I tried.
Right.
Try to be a teammate. I can't. I'm gonna be in the living room. Call me when you're done, bro.
Right.
So that's how I look at it. I can't do it.
Yeah, I couldn't do it either. I mean, you know, I not even, you know, just from the man aspect, but I think also, you know, I think it sounds good from the woman aspect also, but I think it's, you know, again, going back to the emotional pole of, you're right. I think, you know, and I think we've all seen it. Girls can grow up closer to each other, be best friends and hold hands and do all of that stuff. But I think there's an emotional toll there also that we take for granted that, you know, especially if this woman was our friend or we really were in love with her, you know, or are in love with her, there is a place where that can start going left if that situation really isn't handled right. And if we're not in the right place, I think, you know, we have to be really careful about who we bring in, what we bring in, because we need the harmony to still be the same. So, you know, I think it's, I couldn't do it with a dude at all. That wouldn't even be possible. But then I also think, you know, even if it was going to be a woman in that situation, if I was going to entertain it, it has to be somebody that could really play a part in our life that we don't have, that we're missing, like we were talking about earlier, right? Like, you know, if your woman is she's out there being aggressive and knocking down the business world, but she don't take care of the house, then getting a woman that also probably takes care of the house, you know what I mean? Because now y'all got a real tripod situation where everybody has a role and everybody can be strong and comfortable in their role. But if you bring two strong women into the house or two women that can cook into the house, now you conflicting and jamming up roles. And now there's going to be a problem because they're overtaking each other. So, you know, I think the dynamic has to be right and everybody has to be comfortable in the space that they provide and in the love that they provide and in the love that they're going to receive.
Right. Can I piggyback off that one more time?
Yeah.
Because as you was talking, I just thought about something else. And it's like, I can't personally speak on it because I'm not in a poly situation, especially with two guys. So I'm not saying what I'm saying is factual. But the way I visualize it is what happens when, you know what I'm saying, Todd is super aggressive towards my girl. We supposed to be a triad. So can I just go punch Todd in the face? No. If I feel like he right, then both of us gonna be like, shit, you wrong. And she gonna be hurt. Like, women are more nurturing, more protective, more understanding, more of a mediator, more of a glue that holds relationships together and think on the emotional part. If you have two alpha males in there and one dude is, to his point, at one day, he just mad. Like, the natural man husband in me is like, oh, you talking crazy. I bet you have to see me. Whoever wins, but you gonna see me.
Right.
In that triad, that's not how things work because we all supposed to be in a relationship. So I feel like with women, they are able to sit down and have that conversation. With men, I'm more ready to, let's just go in the front yard, bro.
Yeah.
Let's not hit in the face. Let's do chest and ribs and get shit out of the way.
Right.
So, like he was saying, it's just those pieces have to fit. And if you have two alpha males, I don't see how the pieces fit.
It won't fit.
No, not at all.
It won't fit. And in all honesty, it's even hard to get two alpha females. So even if you flipped it, you know, it's even hard for two alpha females to even coexist, you know, in a poly relationship. And, you know, just from the scientific standpoint of it, when we look at the nature of men and women, I know very few. I have run across a couple in my time, but I know very few women that could truly handle that type of relationship, right? Because of the very nature of a man need for sex and his drive for sex. And now most women have hard enough time satisfying one man sexually. Now you're trying to satisfy two men sexually. And I don't personally see that being possible, right? I don't think that a woman has enough free days in a year, enough I'm not tired in a year to be able to have sex 400 plus times a year. Man, I don't see that. You know what I'm saying? And if you are a woman and you're able to do that with no problem, hats off to you and go try that, right? But in all honesty, I just think the science doesn't work. You know, so I wouldn't want to be a party to anything like that because I know the issues that would arise just in that particular area alone. Now, what she asked was, after she asked me that question, if there's any scenario, is there any scenario out there where you could do it? Here's a scenario. The scenario, it would have had to be somebody like Oprah Winfrey in her prime, right? Listen, me and Stedman, we'd have been good because the reality of it is this. Oprah got a house big enough where I ain't got to deal with Stedman if Stedman ain't got to deal with me. So to answer your question, is there a dream scenario where I could see myself doing it? And this is for you. Oprah in her prime, yeah, I could have did it. I could have did it.
Yeah, logic over emotion? Hell yeah. Me and Stedman are bros for real.
Yeah.
We can be in public. Who that Stedman? Oh, that's my man's right there.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we date.
Hey, what Rolls Royce you driving today, Stedman?
Exactly. Period,
Yeah,
man. I'm good.
Yeah.
But you live in that life, you only got to probably deal with Oprah 1 to 2 times a week, and then you can live your life. So you can have the broad you really want to be with on the side. Making and baking at that point. Like,
she gone anyway. Stedman, so I'm straight, bro. Like,
exactly.
I'm in here. So you are correct. I agree.
Yeah.
Even in her prime, she was too busy to do a 4 or 5 times a week.
Yeah, exactly. So,
I just got to show up when it matters.
Yeah, Oprah Winfrey could have had any amount of men she wanted. So that's the answer to that particular question. Steven, you got any more questions for me?
I got a couple. Somebody asked, "Does body count matter?" I thought that was a very controversial, interesting question. And then I have, what creates sexual insecurities? Those are 2 other ones I thought was really good.
Okay. Let's do body count first. I like that one.
Let's do it. Who want to go first? Y'all want me to lead or y'all got it?
I'll jump out there. I don't I think when I was young, I used to ask about body count. As I've gotten older, I don't necessarily care. At this point in the game, I think it goes back to honesty, right? If I know you, if you were being honest and I can trust in what you're saying, then it really just don't matter what your experiences that brought us here. And but again, I think the women I kind of lead to and the women I kind of lean towards and I'm attracted to, I've never really had an experience where I've talked to a woman, she had a body count that was, I don't know what ridiculously high is, but I've never been blown away like, God damn. Like, like I say it like this, I've never run into a broad whose numbers was like dudes' numbers who like to brag about their numbers. So it's like, I might not just have enough experience because I've never really had to see that coming from the information that I've had.
Right. Well, what I was always taught, everybody hear me talk about my pops. Hey man, pops always taught me I'm never gonna get a straight answer anyway. So why ask the question, right? If you ask the question, he said, if you ever ask a woman about body count, he said, take the number that she give you, multiply that shit by 2.
Oh, 2 or 3. There we go.
Yeah, multiply by 2, and then add 5 to 10 based on age. So you'll never get the truth anyway, right? So it's kind of like what my man Chris said. I'm just kind of at the point, as long as you come in with a clean bill of health and your walls are intact.
That's most important. I don't want to feel like I fell in a pool.
Right. We're not dealing with loose boots. The walls are intact.
That's the first sign, right? As long as you can keep it tight, we're gonna be all right.
There we go.
Exactly. So, hey, I won't ask the question, and at this point, it really don't matter. You know what I'm saying? As long as we both able to perform and please each other, clean bill of health, it's not an issue. Body count doesn't matter at this point.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate to say why I do enjoy the body count conversation.
Okay.
Is because your body count is your sexual history. It's your sexual, what you call it, when you submit for a job.
Your resume?
Your resume. Your sexual resume. I need to know what you was doing at what age and why. It's not so I can judge you on, you had 30, I want to understand you, the woman. So between 16 and 22, you done had 28 dudes. Why? Was it the insecurity? Was it you didn't have your dad at home? Was it you got touched when you was a child? I'm not asking you to judge you and base my decision to be with you off of your number. It's me wanting to understand the history of your life, because sex is so important and valuable to your life.
Let me ask you a
Where I
question.
want to know. Go ahead.
Let me ask. So I do like understanding when you started and all of that kind of stuff, because again I do. One is because I want to know who you are, and it goes right back to what we said in the beginning about getting in your mind and understanding you, right? But I think you said a real interesting point about understanding why you make those choices. So my question to you is, if when you've been in those situations, ask those questions, that the women really understand why they made those choices and why they might have changed as they got older. Because I've had conversations with women that don't know why they made those choices and never really want to look deep into themselves to understand why they made those choices. They just want to keep living through life. So have you run into women that really want to be like, oh yeah, because I didn't have a father, or because I didn't have this? So have you had that experience where women really know why they made those choices? I have
on multiple occasions, to where they would say, well, I didn't feel loved. I didn't understand who I was. I was bullied in school and people called me ugly. I was told by one that it's the only way that they felt appreciated and valued. The fact that they can make a man have an orgasm, it felt like she was needed in this world. Other than that, she just wanted to be off the world, off the earth. I want to die. But her being able to sexually satisfy men, and by them coming, she knows she accomplished it. Even though have sex 9 times out of 10 you're nut, especially if you're a dude. But in her head, she's like, you did this because of me, which makes me valuable. I did that.
And great understanding of, especially, with what women go through as women in life, right? Because more times out of 10, they have seen, I know several women that have been raped or molested by family members, or date raped, or just been in bad situations. And so they carry a lot more baggage than sometimes we're actually aware of, and then equate, not having fathers around and all types of situations. And so it's, not a hard stretch for them to then start equating sex and the gratification that they can bring, to be able to see, okay, this no matter how simple it is, this is where I get my love from. So, that doesn't make, if your number is 30, but if you understand why your number is 30, I could respect
that's what I'm saying.
Right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I can't be mad because you didn't feel love, because that just want to makes me love and hug you even more, because you gave me your truth. And once I have your truth, I want to make sure that I can cover you and love you and give you what you need.
Exactly. And that's the reason I say it matters. Not, like I said, not to judge, but to understand. You know what I'm saying?
No,
and to have that comfort zone. I want that relationship to where you're comfortable telling me anything. So if your shit 173, and you say, listen, shit 173. And then I'll be like, yo, it's good. Why was it? Can I ask? You know what I'm saying? And then we start having that conversation. And then I start being empathetic. I start being sympathetic. I start showing her that it's cool. I get it. And I'm not here to judge you. I just wanted to know, so I could see where you were and where you are, at least your sexual growth. It might not define you as a woman, period, but I understand your different mindset. You're like, I'm no longer going to do that. I've healed from this situation. Now, if you still telling me, well, I still have these scars, these are wounds I can't personally close. So I'm walking into a toxic relationship. You can be as nice as you want to be, but you're not healed from some shit that I can't fix. My love ain't gonna do it. My love will be a Band-Aid until I remind you of whatever that scar is. And then boom, I'm part of the scar.
174, 175, 176.
Bingo.
Right.
And then that can lead to more cheating. And then it could be, I understand why you cheated. It's not personally something I did. It's how you are designed, because you didn't heal from your past.
Yeah, man.
So
I've dealt with that woman before, so I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I think we all
Me
have.
too.
Yeah. I've definitely dealt with that.
And so I want women to understand it's not about an immaturity thing, or that shit shouldn't even matter. In my opinion, that's the only reason why I'm asking. I don't care if you say 3,000. I might be like, shit, but I'm gonna say it in my head. But I just want to make sure you're comfortable, and I want to know what I'm dealing with. what I'm saying? I want to make sure that you're over it so it don't end up being 3,100 while we together, and then I'll figure out later. Like, let me know if we need to be friends or can we build something? You know what I'm saying? Are you fully healed from that situation, and can we proceed? Or are you addicted to sex and our relationship is going to be built around our sexual desires and preferences so we can build correctly, man? So that's the only reason I say that matter.
But I think there's a flip side to that, right? Because as we grow older, we can find a woman on the flip side of that that's had 1, 2, or 3, and you know what I mean, and not because she's been not in and out of relationships, she just might be a prude or really not into sex, or you know what I mean, doesn't know how to touch those emotional pieces in her life. So she might not be, you know, a sexual grandmaster, but she might not even be sexual enough to have a sustainable relationship to make me or you or a man happy in general, right? Because again, what her past might be, or what she learned, you know, whether it was being molested or growing up in the church and feeling like, you know, sex was a sin, or whatever it could possibly be, she could be on the extreme side of that where she don't really even want to get engaged or deal with it. So, you know, there's two sides of that coin that we do need to understand, and we should be able to have the conversation about it.
Yeah, we should be able to have that talk.
Most definitely. So I got another question from a young lady who wanted to know, why is it that men today seem to have such a hard time with commitment in a relationship, and being in a committed relationship? You fellas got anything on that one?
Because it's not a requirement.
It gets no better than that.
There's no requirement. You're
That's
not
it.
making me. Exactly.
That's it.
You don't tell me I have to in order to keep you. To get sex from you, easy. To get you to forgive me, easy. We can build separately. You so independent now that you don't need me. Okay, I don't have to play that role no more. Bet you got it. I'm just here to supply dick and do what I do, make you smile from time to time, make sure you have some food and you have something to post on social media. I'm not required to physically love you anymore. I just have to be available to be on Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, and dick appointments, public appearances. And we call it a relationship.
What you said there was major, in the respect that, you know, even if that is your requirement, the girl over there is not her requirement, right? So the reality of it is unfortunately, what you won't do, the other woman will do, right? We come from an era where that was just the expectation, you know, set, you know, by most women in the community. They expected that in a relationship. They expected marriage. They expected the house, the picket fence. They expected all of those things. But so, like Stephen said, as men, okay, we conform. This is what you want. In order for me to get that, I got to do this, so I'll do it. And we don't live in that particular society anymore. Unfortunately, the society that we live in states that I can get and have anything that I want without that commitment. Because once again, your sister over here, she'll provide me with things that, you know, she'll provide me with all the things that I'm asking for without being required to make that commitment. So I did what Stephen said on that one.
Yeah, I don't really have anything to say on that one. I mean, you know, I think you if you ain't met a man that requires or wants to be, you know, committed to you, then, you know, you got to look at what you're bringing to the table, right? You know, I think as a man, I can speak, you know, as a man, we want to be, and we want to find that woman that we can treat good, live good, be good, and be happy with. And if you can't find that man that wants to do that to you, then, you know, I hate to be that guy that says you got to look at you internally, because again, you might not be bringing love to the table. You might not be bringing, you know, like Steven said, you want me on Instagram, you want me to give you some dick, and then you got to go to the office, or you got to roll up. Like there's something in that you not touching that man to make him want to be committed, right? Mm-hmm. So it's just not on the man who want to be committed. Because when we want to be committed, niggas loyal like dogs. We here. So if you're not supplying that for that man, then that's a question that you might need to ask yourself, because if that's a question, that means that's been your pattern. That's been what you've seen from man to man to man to man. And so when it goes like that, then that means you're the common denominator, and there's something in you that's making that man not be committed. So again, like we said with the body count, you know, there's some baggage there that you need to handle, get to, and understand to make sure that when you come across that next man, you do something different.
Bingo. And side chicks glorified. Women enjoy being side chicks. And side chicks standards are so high. Side chicks will bring you food. Side chicks will rub your feet, rub your back, tell you all the things that you want to hear. Side chicks will support your business. Side chicks will make you feel like you're on top of the world and then send you on your way back to the crib. And then you go to the crib and everything is opposite.
Good. And they also know if they the side chick, they know you going home to a situation where you're not happy at. So they gonna make sure that they treat you good and give you exactly what you're missing.
What you missing?
Right. Yeah, I mean, I really think that in most cases, men will commit. And the key word, the operable word there is men, right? Not everything with a swinging dick is a man. Okay, so let's be 100% honest. Let's be, you know, centrally focused on that word, man. Usually, ladies, men run in packs. Okay, so the minute you at the job and you see a man, and you oh man, geez, I mean, you're a good father, you're a good husband, you're a good man. You come in here every day, you make sure all the women in here are straight. You're a good man. You need to try to see if you can get at some of his partners, because usually men run in packs, and men being the key word. A man, like Chris was saying, a man is going to appreciate that woman. A man is going to be able to appreciate what it is that you bring to the table, right? And in our particular community, we're in a situation where oftentimes that, you know, there's a lot of professional women out here, a lot of single professional women out here. And unfortunately, you know, it seems like oftentimes that brothers are afraid to approach these women and deal with these women because they're a boss at work. But a man, once again, he's not afraid of that particular type of woman. You dig?
At all.
So you just kind of gotta see where the brothers gathered, where these men gathered, and pay attention to, you know, who they are, how they treat the women around them, how they treat the women in their life. And that be the type of man that you choose to gravitate to, you know. And for the boss woman who's used to being a boss everywhere, understand that in a relationship, you might have to take a step or two back, you know what I'm saying, and allow him to take his place, allow him to do it. You did? And I'm not saying make yourself small. I'm just saying take a step back and allow him, especially him being an alpha. More than likely, you're a boss chick, you're going to attract an alpha. Him being an alpha, take a step back and allow him to come in and allow him that space to move, allow him that space to operate. You can take a break. You ain't got to do it by yourself no more, right? Take a deep breath. Woosah. You did? You know, so, yeah, I mean, that's a reality. So, you know, that's one of those things, ladies. I think that there are men who will commit. You just gotta find the man.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta find the man.
The last piece I want to piggyback on what Mike said, being a man, right? And I think as women, especially, you know, there are a lot of career women out here, more women own businesses than men. Women are doing a thing. And I think as women, they're sometimes up against the challenge of finding a man versus finding a boy, and they don't know the difference. And there's a lot of men dressed up as men, but still running around like boys. And, you know, they might have decent jobs and careers, but they're still boys. And women haven't figured out they only attracted to boys and not attracted to men. So you as a woman, you have to understand and learn the difference between a boy and a man and be able to decipher that quick and not get caught up in the dude that goes to your house the first day, puts his sneakers under your bed and doesn't move out for 10 years, right? So you have to identify that man versus that boy.
Yep, I used to tell my clients, how can you find a husband when you don't know what one looks like? And I used to make them do homework on it. Figure out what a husband is. Now you know what you're searching for. Don't send me to the store looking for a banana if I only know what oranges and apples is. I will never bring you back a banana.
You as people, we have to research the same way we research our business and get good at our business, you know, get good at buying real estate or get good at, you know, sexology. You had to master your craft.
Yeah.
And as men and as women, we need to do the same thing with our relationships, with our love, with the people that we want in our life. Because if you don't know what you want, you're gonna get anything. And if you don't know what love is, you're not gonna know how to give love, and you're not gonna know what love looks like when it comes back at you.
Bingo.
That's a good one.
Talking, boy.
That's a good one. So, fellas, why do men find it easier to be loyal to their homeboys and not be loyal to their women?
If you got a good set of homeboys, your homeboys ain't gonna break your heart like a woman will. So dudes, I feel like I'm gonna bring it to dudes. I feel like dudes, you know, as men, as black men, we wasn't taught to deal with our emotions. We wasn't taught to deal with the heart. You know what I mean? You know, my pops told me how to walk down the hill slowly so I could fuck them all. Not, you know what I mean? And I watched him go through breakups, and he dropped me, I went to women's houses with him as kids. We wasn't taught really to deal with our emotions and how to deal with the bra and how to deal with women. You know, on the block I grew up on, one of my best friends was a dude outside the marriage. One of my other best friends, when we were growing up, he ran into brothers and sisters in high school that his pops had on the outside. So we grew up learning how to knock it down versus how to be emotionally attached to it. So yeah, we loyal to our boys, because if we got a good set of boys, they're not gonna stab us in the back. They're not gonna break our heart and make us feel like shit or X, Y, and Z, because we ain't doing these, maybe our 30s, maybe our 40s, right? But you know, so we're loyal to our dudes because we know we can call on them and count on them. And most times, even when we talk to our dudes, we might have an emotional conversation every once in a while, but we don't have to live in that emotional place with them. You know, with a woman and with a relationship, there's a constant thread of emotion that you have to deal with, and that you have to be okay to deal with. And again, you know, I know for a fact, I didn't grow up learning that. I had to learn it in the streets and learn it through relationships and learn it through life. So, you know, I think we have a different accountability to our boys, because we know, and for the simple fact, they're going to love us. If you got a good set of homeboys, they're going to love you for who you are, not for what you do for them.
He spoke all facts. He took words out of my mouth. Your homeboys are your friends. We don't treat our women like friends. We don't build friendships. We just jump into relationships. My homeboy, if I go to jail, he there. My homeboy, if I have beef with him, if I have a problem with him, I can go address that and then go play basketball. And it's nothing. If I want to cry, I can cry with my homeboy. He'll say, yo, Steve, you good, bro. I got you. And he will never mention it again. He is my legit friend. The woman, on the other hand, if I do something wrong to my friend, he'll be like, yo, see, that was fucked up. Man, that made me feel some type of way. Don't do that no more, bro. You better than that. I'm like, you right, bro. I apologize. And we move on with our friendship. If I do something to her, she gonna leave. Fuck a friendship, fuck what we built. She don't care about where the future plans were. You should have did that, and she just gone. My homeboy ain't leaving. He might not text me for 3 hours, but he ain't leaving. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna do nothing crazy to my homeboy, but if I do something, but then I get into something, I can call him. I know he's coming. Even if it's something, I ran out of gas, bro. I'm on my way. Even though we just argued, I'm on my way. Bro, this just happened. My house got broken too. I'm on my way. Bro, I just need somebody to talk to. I'm on my way. If I make my girl mad and I say I'm out of gas, she gonna say some off the wall stuff. Go call that other mother. Go do this. You on your own. It's like, I need gas. I'm stuck. Like, whatever we went through, cool. But right now, I need you to come get me, save me, rescue me, help me. My friend he don't care what we went through. He coming.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like that with all of my friends.
Yeah.
Like,
that's what.
My
no, I'm just saying, man, what you
everywhere, and even in Connecticut. Go ahead. You got
I was just saying, man, everything that you're saying is 100% legit. And at the end of the day, what both of the fellas are saying is they're saying this. Our homeboys in our life are the few people that we can be absolutely positively honest with. We can be our total self with. right? I know most men will tell you that their wife is their best friend, and I'm sure she's a great friend, right? But I guarantee you, your homeboys probably know more of your truth than maybe she know, if they're your true homeboys, right? A true homeboy, he's almost like your brother, right? So he know your ups, your downs, your highs and lows. He's your therapy when you having struggles at the crib. He the person you talking to. It's the same reason that when your girlfriend come to you and say, I saw your man out, and your man say she didn't see me, it's the same reason you believe her over him. You see what I'm saying? Because you've created that bond with her. So you're believing her oftentimes before you believe your own man. So understand that loyalty is there just simply because usually we've been in battle together. I've entrusted this particular person with all my truths. And the reality of it is he may know a little bit more about me than what you know about me is an unfortunate reality because as we said in the beginning of the show, most relationships are founded upon a lie anyway, right? Nobody leaves room in a relationship for the person that you're with to be 100% truthful. Nobody do. And that's an unfortunate truth. If you leave room for your man or for your woman to be 100% honest with you about who and what they are, everything it is that they need, everything it is that they desire, without judgment, I promise you, that person will start loving you like they do their homeboy. And that person will be loyal to you like they are their homeboy. And that's kind of the difference, I think.
And another thing that women have to understand is, to my homeboy, I'm irreplaceable. To her, I'm replaceable. She can find another me. He don't treat me like that. He not about to be like, yo, I'm gonna go get another friend, Steve. I'm irreplaceable to my homeboy. That's my dog for life. No matter
Good point.
what, that's my dog. Will Smith and Martin. That's bad boys for life. No matter what happens, that's my dog. With a woman, you are replaceable. Until you find a woman that value you and be like, yo, you are replaceable. But that's rare in relationships because that's how relationships are set up these days.
That's big. What you said is big, man. Because I don't know, fellas. Steven, you married?
Yes, sir.
You married. Okay. So all three of us brothers on here married. I ain't gonna say that. I might get us in trouble. Let me say this. I will say this, ladies. It is a rarity. I mean, women tell you they love you. You're the only one for me. But to say that you're irreplaceable is different than you're the only one for me. Right? Because if you mess up, even though you're the only one for me, I can go out there and get somebody else. But if you're irreplaceable, why waste my time? There's nobody can be to me what you are. That's big. And I'll leave that at that, ladies. I'll leave that there. You think about it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave that right there. All right. So we've dealt with some questions tonight, fellas, about love and relationships. I got a heavier question for you. A question that was asked in the wake of everything that we see going on out here in the community. We're seeing unprecedented movement out here in the Black Lives Matter movement. We've seen a lot of unprecedented things going on, and things that I honestly never thought I would saw. I mean, I think I read a report today that they removed the Confederate flag from NASCAR. Come on, man. Come on, I mean, this is stuff. Unprecedented things are happening out here that we never thought we'd see with this particular movement. Yeah. So I'll say, thankfully the pandemic, something good came out of the pandemic. This time when Black people were being murdered, everybody had to watch it, right? Because nobody had anything else to do. So I had some questions in regard to what's the next step in regard to Black men and women with this movement, because at the end of the day, we have to do something to repair the relationships between Black men and women. And one of the questions was to me, why don't Black men protect Black women? Why don't they protect Black women? I'm gonna give you an example. Willie D, one of the ghetto boys. He posted a video one day of a black man and a woman in the street fighting, and the black man was beating the hell out the black woman in the middle of the street. There was a whole bunch of grown black men standing around watching, people videotaping it and everything else, but nobody stepped in to help this woman. So I'm gonna ask you fellas, do you feel like black men are not protective of black women? And do you think that we need to be better at making sure we protect black women?
I go first.
Yeah.
I don't think that we are protective of black women like we should be.
Okay.
It's so many situations that, and then I would hate to put it on that black women are protective of us either, because that's not the question. But I do feel like if you see a black woman get beat in the street, you 100% should jump in and handle that. You don't have to jump in and physically beat him to death, but you can stop it. You can control the situation and make her safe again. I don't care what he did to him, get him out of there. I mean, get her out of there, get him out of there, separate them. And it's the same with posts. If you see people down in black women, we often don't speak up. But my thing with that is, especially to my black women out here, you look on Facebook, you look on Instagram, because I take this stuff so serious. Y'all down black women more than we down black women. Y'all want us to protect y'all when y'all don't protect yourselves. Y'all will post a picture or a meme of a girl that's overweight in a bikini and say, spend two nights with her or go to jail for a year, and then laugh as if it's funny. That's body shaming as black woman. That's making that black woman feel insecure. That's making that black woman feel ugly, and y'all laugh about it. If a woman don't have edges, y'all are the first people to post about her not protecting her. Y'all look at her edges, her shit gone, her shit lost. When y'all get mad at each other, y'all call each other bitches, hoes, fat, stupid, ugly. Y'all brag about breaking up households. Y'all brag about your man being in my DM. That's not building up black women or protecting black women. So y'all expect us to do something for y'all that y'all refuse to do for yourselves. Do I still feel we should do it? 100%. But y'all have to also do it. Don't tell me to do something that you refuse to do for yourself and to get mad at me when I don't do it. You don't do it. So when y'all stop making the memes about each other, when y'all stop fighting each other over pointless stuff, when y'all stop talking about people's hairstyles, when y'all do it. You know what I'm saying? And it irks me every time I see it on social media. I hate those posts. I hate when someone put up a picture of a woman that's obese or got a couple rolls or have eczema, and then y'all post something and say, would you rather be in jail? Would you rather be dead? That's a lot. Because there's so many women that are insecure about their body and how they look, and y'all joke about it because you're skinnier, because you're more socially acceptable with your looks. Like, that's not fair to other black women. If you're sleeping with a black husband that's married to a black woman, how are you supporting that black woman by helping the black man destroy her relationship?
Right.
You gave me some ass, but you hurt my wife, the woman that you told me I need to protect. So do I feel we should do it? 100%. But I do encourage women to do it first. Show us how to protect y'all by protecting y'all.
Okay. What you thinking on that, Chris?
I don't think, I don't know. I don't really have the experience of black men not protecting black women. I think it's an interesting example that, you see the black man in the street beating down a woman. And I completely wholeheartedly agree. When you see a man beating down a woman, you should definitely step in. But what also comes in my mind, because I had a friend that actually did it and got killed, right? So we also know when you jump in between two people that are fighting, it's usually the person that tries to break it up that takes the heat of that violence, right? And so I don't say that with any type of it shouldn't happen. I say it with the hesitation of the experience that I know it kind of goes along with that. from my life and my point of view, I have a lot of female friends or women friends, and the reason is because I wouldn't say I've been a protector, but I've been an encourager and a supporter of their lives, right? And more maintaining and understanding who they are, and being a protector from a friend standpoint. So I really don't have I don't think black men don't take care of black women, point of view or experience. So I'm not on social media all the time. I'm not, on these things. So I don't see those memes. And when I do, like Steven said, I don't like to see it. I hate when I see black women shamed. I hate when I just see anybody body shamed. Like I saw an image of a dark-skinned chocolate sister that was pregnant, and she had the baby bump out in a bikini, and people started trolling her, saying something to her. And it kind of broke my heart a little bit, but the girl powered through and said something, and stood up. From my own personal experience, I really don't have any of that, shaming black women and not being proud of black women and not supporting black women. I'm excited to see black women do good.
Yeah. I mean, I dig it. I mean, I'm the exact same way. However, I do think in a situation, Chris, where your friend was murdered, I think he was more than likely murdered because he was by himself. And this is what I mean by that. Had there been a community to step up and stop that particular situation, or if the person knew that there was going to be backlash from the community for assaulting that woman, I think you're less likely to do it, right? There used to be a time when as black people, we would police our own communities, and you knew that you wanted to you'd rather deal with the police than deal with retribution in your own community, right?
I think, yeah, and I think that goes to the bigger point. That goes to a bigger point of a conversation we were having the other day about, what our communities are missing, where they were and where they are now. So I completely agree with everything you just said.
Right. So I think if there was if there was a community approach to circling these wagons and making sure that our women are protected at all times, like you'll get these guys when they're judging, who are the most beautiful women on the planet, and they'll make some statement like, oh, black women are the worst looking women on the planet. If we just, as a community, we're just protective, you know what I'm saying, of anything derogatory being said about the women in the community, then I think that people would be less likely to feel like it's okay to say that. Right? Because they know the backlash would have been if somebody would stand up and say, oh, white women have been the picture of beauty, a universal ideal of beauty for years and years and years, but they ugly, right? I think a person that would say that know that there would be backlash behind that, right? I think the person know that they would get their ass whipped in the media if they said something like that, right? One way or the other. But there's no. Go ahead. Somebody say something.
No, I was gonna say that's funny that. No, I was saying that's funny that you said that they would get the backlash in the media because that's where the backlash happens at, right? So if to both of your points, what you saying on social media, I jumped out there and made this survey. All of this, I would lose all of this status that I had. But you're right, we don't have that in our own community. Like if we, but it's funny because if somebody jumped out there and said Beyonce was ugly, her whole tribe would try to would bomb that person, right? So it's interesting because we got it in little pockets. But why are they protecting Beyonce instead of protecting the community, right? Why is it not okay to talk about Beyonce? But it's okay to talk about Shaniqua down the block that who might not have enough money to do her hair or get a beret and her hair's all over the place, right? She's the one that needs to be protected. Her life is the one that needs to be valued. Not that she's more important than Beyonce, but she's the one that needs to be cared for because she's the one that needs that upgrowing. Where Beyonce, she's good. She knows her worth. She knows her value. She knows her beauty. But these are the ones that we jump out and protect from a community, online social community standpoint.
Yeah.
But our platforms teaches us how to treat our women. All of our music, especially hip hop music, rap music, the way they depict our women, bitches, hoes, sluts, booties, twerking, even the women rappers. You got to be a savage. You got to be a bad. You got to be a hot girl summer. You can dress how you want to dress. You can shake your ass wherever you want to shake your ass. You can, you know what I'm saying, have 4 or 5 boyfriends if you want to. Get that money, sis. So when this is how women, this is how you behave. Men, this is how you treat the women that behave this way. So that becomes our new standard. It's all we get put into our brain. And if you watch movies, we are always depicted as something poor, slutty, angry, jail, drug dealer. No matter how it goes. Even my favorite show, one of my favorite shows is Power. Even though Ghost was rich, he was still a drug dealer that killed people. That was a terrible father. His wife was still the woman that slept with every fucking body. Like the dude walked into daycare and smashed a couple days. Like that's how the black woman is depicted. Even though she got this money, and all the women glorified her. Oh, Tasha is this, Tasha that. Oh, I hate Angela because she a homebreaker. The black woman was a drug dealer, a terrible mother, got her damn daughter killed, got her husband locked up, fucked up the lawyer. Like she did everything you should not do.
Yeah.
As a black woman. And black women loved her to death. And so no matter what show that's put out there, even if we accept them like, oh, that's the shit, it's still a bad image.
Yeah, I mean,
Nobody on Power was good.
And it shows that we do have actually, you know what I mean, depict good black family values, good strong women, you know, they don't last too long because that's not the image that society really
Claire
wants us to
Huxtable. Probably one of our last ones. Boy.
Yeah. You know, even look at Martin and Gina, right? Gina had a career. Martin struggled. Martin struggled through a career. Went from the radio, then went to the TV. Gina and Pam had jobs through the whole thing and good jobs, right? And then even with My Wife and Kids, when that came out, right? She had a job. She had a good job in the beginning, then started taking care of the house. Like again, like a good mom, good thing. And he was a father and a protector through the whole series, right? And so, and then we have several others, but those shows don't last that long. And again, you're right. It's not the media, it's not the norm, and it's not the hype, right?
So ultimately, what you guys are saying is just through years and years of programming, you know, is probably why we really don't protect the black women as we should, and we don't even realize it. We don't even realize that we've been programmed, or shall I say, my grandfather might say deprogrammed, right? We might not even realize that we're not protective anymore because of so much of the things that we see, so much of our upbringing, like you guys said, the music, the television that we look at. And I think that as black people, we need to have a firm out there, a PR firm, to make sure that it polices our image in the media. You know, and make sure that it goes after anybody that puts anything out there that does not depict us in the light in which we want to be shown. You know, so ultimately, I think that's one of the first steps as black people to just change the way the world sees us. You did? So, and the way we see us, being honest, and the way that we see us as well.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
so,
black
fellas,
people definitely need a global rebranding.
What's that?
Black people definitely need a global rebranding, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, man.
And it starts with how we treat us. Like, you know, we need to take back our community. We need to take back the voice that we have, talking with each other, talking to our women, talking to our kids, the images that we put out there. And really, it really just starts with us. There's no other way around it. And we need to make the world respect us and respect the economic power behind our dollar and our media. Exactly. And not when we have, you know, not when we have a channel like BET or some of these other things that are black owned and selling it out to the white man so that they can, you know, keep black people employed, but then make sure they control the media. That's not how we keep our image. That's not how we keep control of our image.
Image, exactly. You know, I think that's the biggest piece. That's the biggest thing we need to look at as Black people moving forward, to protect our image in the media. Police are able to kill us simply because most white people who have clout assume that we were guilty, right? That's why the first thing the media wants to do is try to find cocaine in your system, find something that you've done wrong in the past because of the way that they see us, right? Understand that most of them, they don't grow up around us. They don't live with us. They don't go to school with us. They're not taught by us, right? So what they see on television is us. What they see on social media is us. When they see a bunch of Black kids fighting in the yard for no reason, that's us, right? That's all they know. They don't know brothers like us. You know, they don't know brothers that are good family men, good fathers, good husbands, that take care of our families, that provide. And all we're trying to do on a day-to-day basis is the exact same thing they're trying to do: raise our families to the best of our abilities and make sure that our children have good lives, right? They don't know that, right? Because keep in mind, every time you do see an image of a good Black family, it's a sitcom. It's comedy, right? It's comedy. Right, so there are no dramas out there depicting our lives.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things. If we want to fix the way society sees us, if we want to even repair the way Black men maybe see Black women, and maybe the way Black women see Black men, we're going to have to watch the programming, so to speak.
Yeah, we got to start owning our own program. I mean, I think Oprah still owns OWN, and I know Tyler Perry has a bunch of shows, and we need more of that to control our narrative, because white people control their narrative on so many different planes that there's no way to fight that battle, right? We got to stop trying to be acclimated into their system and create our own system and make them respect our system and our economic value and our economic dollar. And then they'll take us seriously, and they'll take our narrative and our view seriously.
Exactly.
I 100% agree. Yes, sir.
Exactly. So, fellas, it's been a good night, man. 3-man panel. We knocked the ball. We knocked the ball out the park again. I think we got most of the questions answered. Steven, you didn't have any more itching questions that just had to be answered tonight on this one? Because we'll definitely do a part 3.
Nah.
That's it.
I think we hit quite a few. I got some more.
We hit quite a few.
The ones we need to hit, we hit, bro.
Okay. So, ladies, keep the questions coming. Definitely shoot those questions in the DM. Thank you for those who made it this far. What you're going to see at the end of the video, keep going to the end. There'll be another question that we pose. And when that question is asked, the woman who can leave the answer to that question in the DM, she's going to win a free toy from the sexologist himself, right?
Yes, sir.
Stephen, go ahead, brand yourself. Let them know, for the ladies that are out there that are shopping, let them know where they can come grab some of those items from.
You can go to ratedredsworld.com, ratedredsworld.com. And you can find all of my toys. You can find shirts. You can find books, more videos, memberships, instructional videos that teach you how to have great sex. So there are videos there. We have a mood music playlist that teach you how to initiate sex with your mood music. So it's a world where you learn everything sexy: how to dress, how to wear the makeup, how to have sex, how to get head, how to do massages. Everything is there, man. ratedredsworld.com.
ratedredsworld.com. And ladies, I will put that on the screen so you guys can jot that down. But definitely stay tuned to the end of the video, and there's going to be another question added. I want to see if you ladies can get answer that question to get that free tour. But up until that point, I'd like to thank the fellas for coming on tonight. I think we had a great show. And hey, man, thank y'all for sticking with us. She Say, He Say is doing some big things. We're now moving into a studio, so bigger things are coming. Yeah, man, and I appreciate you guys for hanging out with us. Peace and good night. All right, fellas, so check it out. I got one last question, and this is for somebody that I know personally, a friend of mine, and this is a question that she had that she wanted fellas to answer for. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna provide her some information tonight. What her question is she wants to know, since she's a part of that number of women, it's a large multitude of women who cannot have an orgasm through vaginal penetration only. And her question is this an issue for most men? And being with a woman who cannot achieve an orgasm through vaginal penetration, is that something most men are okay with and are okay to work with? Or is that a reason maybe to look somewhere else in regard to choosing your mate? All right. So I'm not going to leave this one off. I'm going to let y'all fellas get at that one.
You want to go first or want me to go?
Oh, you go.
For me, I would say, no, that's not an issue. Most of us like a challenge. Where I can only speak for myself. That challenge of being the first person to achieve it, that would motivate me to learn more things sexually to cater to her, because I want to be the first and the only person to make her achieve that. I want to be that person etched to her mind for forever. The first time I had an orgasm, I was 37, and it was Steve. You know what I'm saying? It was
Right.
my man. He did that. Nobody else figured it out but him.
Right.
And number two, I know for some men, if you never achieve it, you can feel like a failure in that area. You can start questioning yourself that you couldn't break the code, and then you can go search somewhere else for another woman to make yourself feel good. But for me, I would enjoy that challenge. And then all the studying of the woman's body and how they operate that I do, I believe I could make her have that. I could teach her how to do that. More foreplay, more mental stimulation, having her come the way that she is accustomed to having her orgasms beforehand. So if you are very good with clitoral orgasms, you need to do that first. How we tell me in the pregame sometimes, if you bust too fast, if you have an issue with having a vaginal orgasm, I want you to masturbate and play with yourself, and we create that foreplay, and we get your mind stimulated, and your juices is already flowing, and you already been knocked one out, so you've already had that orgasm. Now we just got to create that second one. It makes things easier once everything is already flowing. You're already comfortable. You already done bust one. Now I'm gonna do more positions that's going to cater to me actually stroking your clitoris while inside of you, because it all works as one unit.
Right.
And so if my pelvic area is rubbing during certain positions or slapping during certain positions, it helps create that vaginal orgasm that she's seeking. Me learning the positions that's gonna hit the walls a certain way, or to go a little deeper, or to put me in a better position to talk in her ear, whisper in her ear, to more cater to her mental, is going to help create that vaginal orgasm. So I would enjoy the challenge. It would make me be like, nah, I can't mess with you. I'm going for it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I got to agree. I think I definitely wouldn't be scared off of the challenge. And I think how we actually got to the point of having a conversation that you don't have those orgasms, right? Because this goes to the point of me knowing who you are and you knowing yourself. You might not even, if you know yourself well enough to know you don't have those, then, like Steven said, boom, how do I get you there, and what does it take? Because women, like Steven said, it's before it's physical, it's always mental. So how do I get you to understand and get calm in your own mental space, right? Because women go through a lot of things in their mind. They worried about all types of things. So we gotta, get you comfortable, and then get you in a place where you're okay to be here, and it's okay to, let that out, let that inner freak out of you, right? Because sometimes we got a lot of, again, kind of to our conversation last week, women bash each other, and they might not feel like they can get out of their comfort zone, right? And so I'm into, the challenge of being able to know you physically, mentally, and then bringing whatever we got to bring to the table, whether it's toys, whether it's, maybe tying you up, maybe it's sucking your toes to your neck, whatever it takes then to bring you to that place, because it's not just, being inside of you, like Steven said, it's getting that foreplay and that mental game to the place where it needs to be, so that your whole body is lit up on fire. Because we know when a woman has an orgasm, her body is then ready. Like all her flesh and her skin is tingling, and she's ready for more. Unlike a man, we have an orgasm, we pretty much done. They ripping, ready, and going for more. Like the vagina gets wet. Like trying to hit the bottom of a vagina that just orgasms is almost, because the shit just is You know what I mean? So
Right.
once you
Wonderful.
really there, you can
Yeah.
So once you can make them really wet and get it flowing from not being inside of them, from whether it's talking in their ear, or licking on the neck, and like Steven said, get a woman to really know herself, play with herself, touch herself, you know what I mean, and be comfortable with it. Take a toy, do some things that you might have been taught might not been okay, because there's also women also have the stigmatism depending on how they grew up. Well, they can't do this, or they can't suck dick, or they can't play with toys, or they can't, you know what I mean? So we gotta overcome them hurdles, because what we do behind this closed door with the lights on or the lights off, she got to be completely comfortable with. And once she's comfortable, the game is over.
Exactly, man. And honestly, you brothers both hit it on the head. A woman like that is not necessarily built for little boys. You know what I'm saying? I mean, younger brothers assume that all work is accomplished by their backs, right? That's it. I'm just gonna go in here and I'm gonna pound this, I'm gonna pound this, I'm gonna pound this, and she gonna get off. And that's not necessarily the case. And first thing that you got to understand, what my man Chris was talking about, as far as just having a woman ready. It usually takes a woman 18 to 20 minutes of foreplay, just so her juices really get to flowing. That clitoris really starts to become engorged and really swell, right? It usually takes that. So if you're just trying to hop in and pound and pound and pound, it's not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? And that's what a lot of younger men. That's the mistake a lot of younger brothers make. And then at that point. Yeah. And then once you got her ready, you know what I'm saying? At that point, it's let's explore. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure you have erogenous zones that have not been exploited yet, right? Let's find out what those things are. Let's find out what parts of your body send you places that you have not ever been, right? And then on top of all of that, hey, I'm not gonna front, man. I'm definitely at the age where I'm down to use toys when we have sex. You know what I'm saying? I'm not afraid of it. I don't have any issues with it. I think it's nothing better than to be able to give a woman a clitoral orgasm and an orgasm through her G-spot simultaneously. You dig? So I don't have a problem with any of that. I just think for the young lady who asked that question, I don't think a real man is going to run from that particular situation or scenario. I just think the reality of it is what he's going to do is he's going to buckle in, and he's going to figure out what it is that makes your body tick. And once he figures out what makes your body tick, I think at that point you both be able to go to a whole nother level, And I think a real man is not going to run, right? So that's that's what I see.
Yeah, I think the one thing that we're all saying, I think we just want to say it out loud so it's clear. Like, the woman has to be open to it. Like, a woman can't be closed off and have walls around her and expect to get these orgasms and get these legs shaking and really hit these peaks. Like, if she's never been open, she has to get to that point where she's really open for the new experience. Like, she has to get to that place where she's open to be turned on and turned out. And I don't mean turned out in a bad way, but if a dude want to flip over and lick her from an ass crack to a neck, she can't be like, oh no, she got to be, you have to be open to experience, and the experience is what's going to get you to that next place.
Exactly.
If she continue to do the same thing, she will get the same results. Clearly, that don't work for you. Let's figure out what it is that works for you and your body. Let's tap into some areas. You know what I'm saying? Let's have a sit down. Let's talk. Let's make I have a contract. Let's make a contract. Let's see what was on and what's off.
Good.
Can't do that? Bet. But after 3 tries, I'm going to say, let's try it. You know what I'm saying? After we go, let's try it. I go slow. I go, you know what I'm saying? I do one leg at a time, whatever it takes.
Right.
But we got to break through them zones we got to kill that comfort zone. Let's set some new boundaries. Let's set some new comfort so we can figure out what your body is capable of doing.
Exactly.
Definitely.
And so, man, he's speaking the truth over there.
Exactly. And Stephen, before we get out of here, do you mind holding up that piece of paper that you was just showing us not too long ago?
Oh, here you go. One of my favorite things I own in my house.
See that, ladies and fellas?
Certified master sexpert. And then my other 2 is on my wall over there. That says certified clinical sexologist is what the other ones say.
So y'all got to mess with my man, right? So y'all got any questions y'all got, definitely go check him out. I always put his website. I put his website up under here at the bottom. So check him out at the website. If you can't get him there, you got any questions, Stephen? Where they tell them again where they can catch you at.
They can catch me at ratedredsworld.com. I'm always on there 24/7. You know, and if you can't find me there, which you can, pcstevensmith@gmail.com. I'm always near some electronic at all times, man. Any questions, anything you want to know, just hit me up.
Definitely.
I got you.
Definitely. So, ladies, gentlemen, stay tuned. 'Cause I know some of y'all fellas like me, y'all up on the new toys as well. Y'all will get some lucky viewer is going to get one of my man's toys for watching this particular episode. We're going to go live with a question. All you got to do is be able to answer a question from the episode, and we'll get that toy out to you. Did any of you fellas got anything else before we get out here tonight? Oh, we got it? Okay.
I got a new toy. I don't even know what this is. I just got a new toy.
Okay,
today.
let's take a look at it.
Let's see what we got in this little package. Oh, I know what this is. I know what this is. Didn't know this was that. Boy, I tell you. Listen to me. Let me explain this real quick, man.
Okay, let's talk about it.
I hope they got this battery charged. Oh Lord, it's charged. I'm over here shaking the dildo. But listen, feel me. This is a dual stimulating heating vibrator. So this part right here has 10 different speeds by itself.
Oh.
Then you have this thing right here, which is a tongue. So while this is stimulating the G spot, which creates the squirting orgasm, this is licking her clitoris. And it got 10 different speeds. So this got 10 different speeds. This got 10 different speeds. You can do this by itself, which is going by itself, or you can do this by itself. See how fast that damn tongue is going?
Man, I see that. I see that. I'm jealous.
But then you hit this little button right here.
Yeah.
And it thrusts. You see how it thrusts? And then not only do it thrust, it heats up to like a whatever the human body temperature is, 98.3 or something like that. So it heats up to the body temperature.
Yeah.
I might get this away. This might be.
That might be the one.
I'm gonna send you 2 or 3, and then I'm gonna let you say, yeah, Steve, let's do that. But this here, it thrusts, it vibrates, it licks, and it heats up. Man, I had that coming today, man.
If the wife had that one, it had to stay with me. She couldn't have that one. She couldn't have that one without me. That'd stay in my briefcase at all times.
Man, that's one of my rules.
Yeah.
I said these aren't your toys. These are my toys.
These are my toys.
Where I go.
Exactly.
I'm doing this because I love giving you joy. Like let's get
this straight.
Yeah, exactly.
Y'all got toys? No. I
got toys. Yeah, man. Yeah, that one.
I didn't know I was getting this today.
I'm doing this because I like watching you shake and squirm.
That's it. We a team.
Right. Yeah, that was some monster. But hey, fellas, thank y'all again, man, for joining us. We're going to have to keep doing this because I said the fans is eating this up. Thank y'all again for joining us tonight, man. And any questions that y'all come across, y'all might get some DMs. Save them, man, and we'll just answer for the ladies online. All right? All right, brothers. All right, man. Thank y'all again.
All right.
Good night, man. Peace.
Good night.
As told by Ashley, here with another episode of She Say, He Say.
Hello. It's your girl, Nicole.
No diggity, no doubt.
Hey, it's Dawn. Also known as Thoughts of Plus Size Cutie on Instagram.
It's your boy, original knockoff, _knockoff.
Donovan Dino Tyrus, actor, model.
She say, he say, he say, he say, she say, he say, she say, he say, he say, she say, he